There are four patterns of incidence that I would like you to know. They are sporadic, endemic, epidemic, and pandemic. And I'll look at some examples to show these. So first one, sporadic. This means a disease is only seen a little bit or occasionally and without geographic concentration. That's key here. So that means it's not associated with a particular place. So here's an example of rabies in the US is something that is sporadic. There's only a few cases. These are 5-year periods. So over 5 years, there were only 10 cases of rabies in the US. And they were all kind of in different places. Some were from animals in the US, some were from people who had traveled and gotten rabies from an animal in another country. So there's no specific area or place that they are associated with. The next one is endemic. This is another pattern of incidence, or a pattern where new cases show up. Endemic means it's always present or always there in a certain geographic area. So this does have a geographic pattern. It's tied to a place. One example is malaria is endemic to tropical areas. It's always existing and always occurring in parts of South America, Africa, and Asia. The next one is epidemic. And epidemic is when you get a larger than expected number of cases of a certain disease in a short time in an area. So the example here is Ebola. Worldwide, Ebola is endemic to Africa. So it's normal to have a few dozen cases, sometimes up to a few hundred. So these are kind of normal variations in Ebola cases. However, in 2014 to 2015, there was an Ebola epidemic. So a normal number of expected Ebola cases would be a few dozen to a few hundred. But look at this, in 2014 and 15, 28,000 cases. So that is way larger than expected. So that was an epidemic. It was in an area of Africa, a few countries in Africa, and it didn't expand beyond that. When an epidemic occurs in large numbers like this in multiple locations, that's when we call it a pandemic. So this is an epidemic, larger than expected numbers of a disease, but occurring on multiple continents. So not just in a certain area, but on a worldwide scale. Examples of pandemics is the bubonic plague of the 1300s through the 1600s. In 1918, there was the Spanish flu, and we are living through one now, is the coronavirus, a sudden jump in large numbers of cases of this disease in many areas of the world at the same time.